This is CNN Breaking News.
Good morning, I'm Kaylee Gormley, and today we will be talking about several of the 2018 Democratic candidates running for the 2020 election. It's never too early to announce a campaign, especially with the past year we have endured. This past week, we were informed of 5 Democratic candidates in a press conference. There are some familiar faces in the group, including Senator Bernie Sanders, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Senator Cory Booker. There are some less familiar faces as well, such as Senator Kamala Harris and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. Here's a quick glimpse of the press conference of the candidates' speeches announcing their candidacy.
We don't have to pick between military spending and protecting our people from the war on terror. Of course, there is everyday violence, that there's structural violence, that there is raw sewage running through Atlanta, and that Camden, New Jersey has a 35% poverty rate, and that people are dying because of poverty, and because of structural changes, and because of social determinants of health. And of course, we are also threatened by subnational radical groups that exist overseas, but it is wrong to say that just because I believe that we need to reprioritize our funds, that I don't value the safety of Americans.
We need to continue to fight, after all, for, like I said earlier, women's rights, and for men and women to both be equal and we're both on standing ground. I have 2 sons, and it's amazing thinking that children are the future. And so you're telling me that someone, because they come from another place, and they come here and they are undocumented, and all they really know is America, you're going to send them away? I want those children to have an opportunity to be able to be part of our country, to get that education that we are able to give.
As we're all aware, Senator Sanders ran for president in 2016 and lost the Democratic primary against Hillary Clinton. He's running on many of the same principles as he did back in 2016, such as free college for students who can't afford it, changing the tax code, and free trade. He plans on rallying less progressive Democrats, as he found this to be a concern during 2016. And although the concern of his age came up, Senator Sanders said, "Energy speaks louder than age." California Senator Kamala Harris recounted touching stories from her childhood as a first-generation American, highlighting many of the values her immigrant parents instilled in her about making a difference in the world. Harris addressed concerns from the press about experience in politics and reassured the audience that she's equipped to take on the national field due to her experience as Attorney General of California.
In the 60s, when civil rights was at its most tumultuous time that the country has ever seen, they brought their daughter to every march, to every rally, and to every opportunity that they could show her that she could make a difference. Shiolama likes to make a little story, a little joke about the first time that her daughter spoke. You see, her daughter was fussing around one day, and she said, "What do you want? What do you want?" And she said, "Freedom." It was her first word. That girl grew up to be me, Kamala Harris.
I had a chance to sit down with Senator Warren's communication director, Katie Smith, who informed me about Warren's position on the opioid crisis in the U.S. As most know, President Trump declared this crisis a public health emergency, yet nothing has been done about it. Here's a quick look at the interview and what Warren plans to do.
Good afternoon, I'm Kaylee Gormley with CNN. Today I have Katie from Senator Warren's office. So Katie, how do you think Senator Warren would tackle the opioid crisis, not only in Massachusetts, but all over the United States?
Well, I think that the main thing that we're seeing right now is the Trump administration is making a lot of promises to combat the opioid crisis, as you saw during the State of the Union and things like that, but none of that has really come to light or fruition. There's been no funding, none of that coming to Congress to help fight the solution. So I guess the key thing is to bring money to Congress and funding towards researching this and finding ways that we can best combat it. But we have not seen that from the Trump administration, much like most promises that he has been making, he is not keeping them.
Okay, great.
This is definitely going to be a competitive primary race ahead for the 2020 election. We've had some old senators that are returning to the political stage that have experience, and maybe this time it will turn out in their favor. We also have some newer candidates in the race, and they are definitely putting up a fight for this office. All in all, each candidate is saying we need a change in America, especially regarding our current administration. So either way, the incumbency is going to have quite a fight ahead of them if they want to stay in office. This is Kaylee Gormley from CNN, signing off.